Frau Dr. Rückert, do you want to come up on stage? Give a round of applause to Dr. Tanja Rückert from SAP. The floor is yours.
So thanks everybody for joining. We want to share today with you what does it mean staying connected, mastering your digital business with Internet of Things. I guess by now we know we get data from everywhere. We get data from a car, or you can think about your product get shipped on a truck or on a ship. You know immediately if something happens to the product. If, for example, the temperature goes down because there is a damage to the cooler, or you can predict a failure. This is all possible. This is all possible in the current time because we get more and more data. More and more data from all the things, from all the machines, from the lamps, from buildings. Everything can talk. Everything can provide information. And it's not only about the data. It is a combination of many technology trends. You see here, it's in the cloud. It is the Internet of Things. It's big data. It is machine learning, artificial intelligence. No one can master big data without applying artificial intelligence. Wearables, augmented reality, all those different disciplines come together, and it goes faster and faster. And this is the reason why we at SAP launched in the market our SAP Leonardo portfolio. And Leonardo is named after, any guess from, just to see if you are here and you're with me? Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci, think of the slide we have seen before, where we have seen Internet of Things, big data, cloud, blockchain, all the different elements coming together. Leonardo da Vinci was a painter, he was doing sculptures, he was doing math, science, so all the different disciplines came together. And he was an innovator ahead of his time. And last but not least, maybe you see the drawing behind. He also drew us as human. You might go even so far and say, it was the first digital twin. The digital twin of us as humans. We understood the body much better because of the painting he did. And in Internet of Things, the digital twin is in the heart, is in the core. It starts when you create a value chain, it starts in design and engineering, when you don't have your product, you don't have your material yet, but you have the digital twin. You can do first testing around the digital twin. You can later on do inspection. So it goes through the entire value creation process. And those were the reasons why we as SAP named our portfolio for you, to drive the topic of Internet of Things and connect the things with your business processes and people, your employees, SAP Leonardo. Because while we get more and more data of the things, we discuss the trucks, the ships, the data itself are not creating any value. The data itself were there long ago. And to really drive outcome for all the companies, get them in the business process, connect them to your production order on the shop floor, make sure they are included in your maintenance, in your service agreement, in your maintenance schedules. So I think that they really have an impact on what you're doing in real life. And when we are discussing with many companies, how can Internet of Things, how can the big data really change your business? It comes down to two discussions, two models. One is efficiency, productivity. If you're from manufacturing, how can I increase my operational equipment effectiveness? If you're a logistics person, how can I speed up my delivery, instant delivery? And I think so it goes on and on and on. How can I optimize space? It's always about step changes in productivity and efficiencies. But also, it offers or it opens up new doors. You have the data from the consumer, you have the data from the customer. You can come up with new personalized products, with new personalized services. Not only if you do predictive maintenance and service and you sell and your product as a service going forward. You can also come up with new digital services on top. I think that's something which is easily possible, using the power of the data and the intelligence of the software, connecting it to your business process. And how does it look like? Think about it as an infinity loop. You go through this loop over and over again. You get the data from the thing. Consider it now, say it's a truck. You get the data from the truck. You enrich the data. You add, for example, if you talk about now not logistics, not manufacturing, but agribusiness, you add weather data. You add the data from the soil. And you do certain condition monitoring. Am I within my limits? If you think of predictive maintenance and service, are all components in the limits, or is the temperature exactly as it should be? Is the pressure where it should be? And then you add intelligence, and you move from condition monitoring to predictive. You use machine learning and artificial intelligence. We at SAP believe that machine learning should be directly at the data in the solution. So when we deliver or provide a solution to you, we already have the intelligence included, so it's not a separate engine. And when you're going through the cycle, applying to the big data the intelligence, you drive the insights getting back to the business process. When we stay with predictive maintenance and service, you adjust your service agreements, your service schedules. If you think about a new spare part, you go to the inventory, to the warehouse to get it. And so it continues. And every time, and this is a learning system, a learning environment, you could even say a learning species, but every time you add a data point, it gets more intelligent. The level of automation increases. And there are only a few exception emergency situations left, which cannot be covered by the fully automated system. And what power Internet of Things, SAP Leonardo, can bring to an airport. And this is something many of you came in maybe via car or via train, but also via an airplane. How could a live airport look like? And I have here with me the pleasure with Andreas and Matthias, and maybe a round of applause for them. A little more enthusiastic. They will show you the best demo you have seen today, and you will see today. So it's, yeah.
That was a good introduction. So then, thank you. Could we switch? Yes, we see it. An airport. You know, an airport is a global hub. You have different people from different countries, things, a lot of moving things, but also processes. Only if we connect them intelligently, the things, the people with the processes, we have this optimal efficiency. What we do is we have one platform to integrate different types of data. This could be public data, like, for example, flights that will depart. This could be data from intelligent systems, like here, parking information. If you have connected parking houses, you get always the information, how many resources do I have free? This is important because parking is a very good revenue generator for an airport. And think about the next level of service. If you know where you have resources, you can send this information to a passenger driving to the airport. So by managing your resources, you increase experience for the customer. It's also about revenue, what we will see in a minute, and of course about security. So we all know the security lines, they are required, but we all don't like to stand there and wait. What we can use is we can use technology with cameras to extract data from the video signal, generate where the people are standing, calculate movements. Now if we take the live information, take historic data and take other information, like which flights will be depart during the next hours, we can calculate whether we have enough security counters open. We can use this information to schedule our workforce efficiently, to know in advance how to increase the pass-through to the security line. Why is this important? I already mentioned it, so I don't like standing in security lanes, but from an airport point of view, if you stand in a security lane, you won't spend any money. So this directly brings us to the retailers. You all know the shops behind the security gates. We have solutions to also analyze effectiveness of campaigns. So you all know these banners where you show advertisements. In former times it was analog, like a paper. Now it's digital. You can remotely control the content. By measuring where people have been standing and how long they stood there and watched at campaigns, and by intelligent algorithms that measure how long it took them from a specific place to your shop, you can measure how effective a campaign was. This helps you to better plan this. And in case of opportunities, you all know these flights are delayed or gate changes appear, you can react. For example, we have a case that a flight to Japan is delayed, and what we do is we take the historic data. We know people traveling to Japan normally or usually buy shades, aviator shades and suites. So we can say, okay, let's create a geofence and let's push them information on vouchers for their specific content. So we can really use IoT technology for individual marketing purposes. And in the end, and this is for me most fascinating, it's really what happens around the starting of a plane. A huge amount of process and things are there. They move around the airport. With the help of Internet of Things, we can connect the vehicles. We know in real time where they are, so we can really monitor whether everything is on state. We can optimize our fleet. Do we have the right machines? Do we have the right amount of machines? Or do we have that capital because we do not use these machines? And again, it's about integrating this data in real time. We can get information, for example, from a forklift who has a severe problem with the battery. So we know all the topic about e-mobility, and we also come in a direction that our working machines will become also electronic machines. So getting the information that a battery is not working as expected is quite good. It's a technical problem. We can ask a service mechanic to help. But it's more intelligently connecting. We know that this forklift has to do some work. It has to move warehouse orders. It has to move pallets and containers. We take the technical information of the problem, connect it to the warehouse order system, and can with that directly see that this has an effect on our business processes. So in this case, we can really optimize it end to end and ask our planning department to solve this issue. Internet of Things, it's not only about things, it's also about experience. And Matthias will show something in addition here.
Yes, so we saw how intelligent our platform can be, but it's also important that we can deliver in a new, in a smart way, the information to the right people. So imagine I'm responsible on the apron for managing the fleet, for ensuring that, for instance, the catering is delivered to the right aircraft. So I'm not in the back office, I'm not have the opportunity to have a laptop. How can I get the right information? And you see here I have this iPad, and imagine this small catering vehicle on the apron is the right one, and you can just scan the vehicle, and then we get the right information that is relevant for me. So I get some information on the truck. I see who's currently driving this truck, whether he's also qualified, and whether he is in his times, in his working period. What are the next task, and even more important, I see also live information from this truck. So, for instance, the temperature. Temperature is important that I can prove that the cooling chain is in the right way. Also, if as soon as there is any issue with the vehicle, may it be the battery, like we learned from the forklift, or something different, we can react in real time. And this is how we believe how we can connect the people with the data, the relevant data from the things, and also the business processes.
Thank you very much. Maybe another round of applause. Yeah. You know, it's always nice if you see your business touching something you have also in private life. I guess you're all flying. You're flying business for going somewhere, or you go with your family. And just imagine, so security lines would be steered around the world with live airport functionality. So I actually truly look forward to this experience. And the topic of experience, while in the beginning I highlighted more the efficiency, productivity, level of automation, the topic of experience is key. How can everybody achieve a different customer, consumer, passenger experience here in case of Trenitalia? They, of course, want to save money. We implement our predictive maintenance and service solution there, and 8 to 10%, which is up to 150 million euro a year, are the savings. But the topic is, it's a top-down supported approach by the CEO of this company, and she wanted to also improve the customer experience. Wi-Fi always on time. So this thinking of driving next level of experience, adding additional services, adding topics which are important to us, like also safety, is, I think, key for the success going forward. And this new customer satisfaction, this provisioning of a different level of service, personalized products, personalized services, this is something what we want to offer you, because the consumer behavior is changing. Our behavior expectations are changing. And this is raising a completely different expectation to production, to delivery, to the whole value chain. But also aspects what you can achieve now with Internet of Things, of the whole employee safety are key. And I think here we have now a video, and Japan is our partner country this year at CeBIT. So what you see hopefully in a second is a video. We have a co-innovation we have done together with NTT and bus companies in Japan. Video up, please.
Collaboration between SAP and NTT Group will provide co-innovation solution for not only each customer issues, but also social issues. A developed IoT solution for transportation safety is the first step.
The Hitui sensor vest is the core element of the new SAP Connected Transportation Safety Solution. It measures data such as your heartbeat, GPS location, and posture in real time.
In this solution, the driver wears the Hitui shirt, and then the body information will be collected and processed in a smartphone nearby. And then the certain information will be sent to the backend system.
Using pattern recognition, the SAP HANA Cloud Platform is capable of predicting changes in the driver's behavior, like increasing stress or fatigue. The fleet manager receives a dashboard alert and can then radio the drivers and alert them on a mobile device.
We
can catch the driver's unusual movements when he is driving and an abnormality occurs. We expect that this will help us make the vehicle stop safely.
SAP Connected Transportation Safety provides benefits for all parties. A perfect monitoring tool, the best support for drivers, and improves safety for passengers.
Right now, we work with several bus driving companies, and some of them are school buses. And I'm not sure how many of you have kids in school age. I tell you, it is really nice to work on a topic which can positively impact your whole life. So the scenario we have seen there was a connection with a wearable, and if the driver was bending down, unexpectedly the information was sent, as well as if the bus is, for example, braking or accelerating. And with all this information, you can proactively react and increase the safety. I think this is only one example. It also can go down in mines, employee safety, or you can think of chemical plants. So I think the topic of safety is something we can address now with having the Internet of Things. And when we now think of additional products, additional services, what we also discussed before, what many consumers are expecting, we are expecting, we need a different way of production. We are here in Germany, the home country of Industry 4.0. This term was born here. We are working with a partner country, Japan. And in Japan, we all know, I think the manufacturing industry is very strong. And the topic of higher level of automation, autonomous production, the product finds its way between the machines. The machines talk to each other, and only some information gets sent back, is reality today. I think we have here some examples. When you look at what we have done together with Harley-Davidson, who built up a completely new factory. Obviously also some new machines, and the topic of people is very important. So change management project for the employees in the factory, also upskilling, taking them with you, but also connecting all the different machines in the line, making sure that you can produce from now on individualized motorbikes, or Jaguar Land Rover, where you have a high increase in automation, where you have the assembly line, you have robotics, and you all combine it with the software products and decide how much you want to steer centrally with the data from the machine or decentrally. And huge savings are possible. I think in the case of Harley-Davidson, they increased the throughput by 2,700% and have a new business model with individualized motorbikes. But when we think of a world of more and more decentralized intelligence, where the machines talk to each other, they might decide the one or the other things. Control is maybe too hard, but transparency becomes more important. And I think what we are working on is transparency for production. You might have heard of the digital boardroom, what SAP is providing, where we look at financial KPIs, simulations of the future, all the information. A similar solution we are offering now for the shop floor, for manufacturing. You get the data from all the different plants. You can do benchmarking, you can compare, and you also can influence, because you see the one plant is far more efficient than the other one. And you really make usage of all the data you're getting. And you can share it. You can share it beyond the wall of the manufacturing plant. Not only between OT and IT, where everybody talks about like it would be one. We all working in some companies, we know it's not one. Yeah, it's still two groups and they not always talk to each other. But having this transparency, this visibility, goes beyond manufacturing. It goes along the entire value chain. And chain is also the wrong word. It goes more and more in the network direction. But you want to track and trace your product, your material, from the beginning to the consumer. If you talk to companies out of the CP industry, and we have many who are working with us in this regard, they want to know exactly from farm to consumer where their product was and is. And are the sources reliable? Can we make sure that the best ingredients go in, so that you really have a global track and trace where you get all available data, which is possible right now, which was not possible before, extract the data from all assets and machines, apply intelligence, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and then generate a transparency which is needed by the consumer, but also helps you to give more reliable updates by when something gets shipped. And this is not a sequential process anymore. It all gets more and more networked. New stakeholder and a logistic business network. You have heard about drone delivery. I think it all will go in different directions. We talk in manufacturing about additive manufacturing with 3D printing. It's a manufacturing network where 3D printing farms will do some of the manufacturing, maybe US manufacturer, maybe another player. And this network, together with a logistics service provider, then can much faster deliver the product to you. Your increased expectations on delivery times will be met. And those cases of a logistics global track and trace in a network function are also good examples for applying the topic of blockchain, smart contracts. Because right now everybody uses new words like blockchain, the new hype, and you can think of doing everything with it. No. I think it's good in finance, and it is also good in several scenarios in the supply chain and IoT, and track and trace is one of it. And it will make those exchange or smart contracts more secure. In summarizing, when we have access to the data of the assets, of the machines, of the ships, of everything, we can much better steer our business in a true real-time live manner. Because you have, in the moment it's happening, you have the data. You know when a failure is happening. You ship your land machine and you can inspect, or you can virtually inspect, is something happening to your fleet of machines? Do you need to react? Do you need to replace a component? Do you need to get new inventory? Do you have to identify alternatives? And you can do this with applying machine learning and bringing this information, this insight back in your business process. Don't let it be there only on the machine and a little analytics. Really bring it back in your enterprise, in your business process. Augment your own intelligence. Augment the human intelligence with all the new information, with all the new data. And I think this is a clue what we want to provide to you. Connect the things with your business processes, with the people, in an intelligent way. Identify the area in your company where you see the highest value. Start there, but think end to end. Think about the track and trace network, which goes even beyond company borders. Think of concepts of sharing data, of openness. So start small, think big, and do it now. And we would love to be your partner. With that, thank you very much.